What's up, guys? It's John Sawicki. I'm the lead guitar player and vocalist in Viminal. And welcome to my vlog. This is where I talk about all the things that I'm learning, experiences I'm having in the process of starting this band and in becoming a professional metal musician. This is my first video of 2019, and I thought what better way to start out the year than to talk about everyone's most frustrating topic when it comes to band management, and that is bandmates. And it makes sense in a way because the people in your operation are some of the most important, factors in influencing your success as a band. So it makes sense that it's some of the most frustrating and effortful stuff that you'll have to deal with. It seems like every time I talk to one of my friends who's starting a band or is in a band or whatever, bandmates are the biggest headache they have. So I'm going to share some updated thoughts for 2019 on what I've learned about bandmates and getting other people involved with your project, and hopefully this is helpful to other people in the same way that I wish I had heard this, years ago. By far, the most popular video on my channel is a video I made like 3 years ago or something about my thoughts and experiences on how to find bandmates. So first, I guess I'll say I'll address some of the things that I suggest in that video and see how my opinions have changed over the last couple years. The 3 things that I suggested in that video were putting ads on Craigslist or things like that, online places where you can post an ad for free. The second thing I suggested was using Facebook groups, things like Your City plus Musicians Wanted, so something like LA Musicians Wanted or LA metal musicians, things like that. And then I think the third thing I mentioned was going to local shows. So let me address each one of those individually. Craigslist, in my experience, is still, oddly enough, one of the better places to find musicians. But that's not to say it's very good. It's good in the sense that it's free to post an ad and it's free to look at it, and it's a place where musicians kind of know to look if they're trying to find a band to join or other musicians to play with. That said, while it does have one of the higher rates of response, in my experience, it has also the highest rate of, I don't know how to say it other than to say, just fucking weirdos and idiots who will hit you up, and you just kind of have to deal with that. But that said, Craigslist is still something that I've used and I've seen other people using. The second thing I suggested in my other video was about using Facebook groups. I have not really had any success with those. And my guess for that is that Facebook as a platform is not here to help you find bandmates. You are the product on Facebook, and Facebook is using your information and your habits to sell advertising to other people. So Facebook's algorithm doesn't really give a shit if when you post something in a like band member group that other people see it. So they're not invested in you, and that would be my theory as to why, in my experience, it's just very hard to actually connect with people in those Facebook groups when you're trying to find bandmates. The third thing I suggested was going to local shows and networking and meeting new people. That is probably something that I really have underemphasized in my own life in my music networking and in trying to find bandmates. And if I had to encourage you to do anything for 2019, it would be to go to more shows. Specifically local shows. There's something different about going to local shows as opposed to concerts or stuff with bigger bands. And I think it's because it's just more social. There's a lot of people outside, smoking a cigarette, just chatting, and it's an easier opportunity actually to get to know people and to meet people. Whereas at a show, the whole point of everyone being there is to see the bigger bands play. It's not to say you can't meet people at shows at concerts and stuff like that. But I just feel like local shows, especially local shows where you get to see, what the local bands are up to and things like that, it can be such a really good experience. And I'll tell you that last year I made a real effort to start going to more local shows, and within like a week, it was so quick, I met this band that hired me to go on tour with them. So it can really make a huge difference in your career and in your the opportunities you have as a musician to go to local shows. So I really encourage you guys to do that more. I feel like the way to start doing that might be to go to as many shows as you can, or go to as many shows as you know people at the show. Like, kind of use each show as like an opportunity to meet one more person adjacent to someone you already know. And I've also had the experience of going to too many shows and you just get kind of burnt out. You're going out every night. In LA, at least you got to deal with parking and traffic and all that, plus paying to get in, plus maybe you have a drink or two. It can definitely be overwhelming. I would say try to go to one show a week, maybe two, something like that.
We desecrate everything we love. The only words we know is lost. Despite disguise of my wretched life.